Okay. Hi, beautiful. I hope that you're doing amazing and you're having a great start to your week. My name is Chanel. I am a feminine empowerment coach. And today we're going to talk about manifestation in a feminine way. So, manifestation is something that's really popular. People often talk about manifesting what you want, calling in your dream life, all of those types of things. But do you really know how to do it? And are you taking advantage of being able to do it? So, as a feminine energy person, someone that embodies feminine energy, you have the ability to be magnetic, to call in what you want, and to really create the life that you desire from your expectations. We don't have to chase, we don't have to be in our masculine energy majority of the time. We can really sit back and receive and watch things come in. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if at any point you have questions, let me know. I have my laptop up so I can see the chat. And I'm just so excited. Okay. So the life that you want is already waiting for you. It is just waiting on you to start preparing. And preparation is such an important part of manifestation. Manifesting what you want to create room for it to come in. And this is something that is vitally important to have your dream life. So, my question to you is, are you preparing and creating room for the life that you want? Let me make sure because I don't want to miss anything. Okay. So, a way that you can start preparing is literally thinking about what would I be doing if this dream came, if I had it now, and then start doing some of those things. So, you don't have to wait for insert dream to happen before you start living as if it's happened. I think about myself and when I was ready to move. I didn't know where I was going yet. I hadn't ended the lease at my previous place yet, but I just knew I was ready for a change. I was ready to go. So I thought, okay, what can I do that makes me feel like I am getting in position to receive this thing? And what I did for that, for moving, was I started packing. I thought about what are the essentials that I can't pack just yet? And what are those things that I can go ahead and pack? And that way, once I find a new place, once the opportunity opens up to me, I can go ahead and walk in it. Excuse me. Hi, Joyce and Johnny. So that is how manifestation works. It's getting your dream in hand, in your head, and thinking about it as if you already are walking in it. It's believing that it's obtainable and then actually shifting your mind frame to see yourself as your dream self in that dream reality that you desire. So let me pause and see if there are any questions before I go into my next point. Okay, I see some highs and you look good. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay. So, I'll jump back in it. So believing that you can have something is vitally important to you having it. And then being able to visualize yourself having that thing is also vitally important. So I'll go back to the example of me packing. Me packing helped me to see myself literally moving out of my current space and moving into the next space. So, a big part of manifestation is being able to see yourself living out the dream that you have, living out the goal that you have, and then taking steps toward it. But a big way to do that is by the preparation. So, the first thing I want to tell you is feminine energy is all about receiving. But in order to receive, it requires you preparing. Are you preparing for the life that you want? Are you making room for the dream that you have? This is the first thing that you want to do when it comes to manifesting. Start making room for it. Let's say, for example, you want to manifest your dream relationship. Okay, well, how are you preparing for that? Are you packed? Is your schedule packed to the max where if someone wanted to take you out, they wouldn't have the room or you wouldn't even have the time for them to take you out? Are you just doing so many single things and keeping yourself in this single mentality where you wouldn't even allow someone to come into your life? How are you preparing for the thing that you desire? One thing that you can do is think about what would you be doing if you were in a relationship? What sort of dates would you go on? What sort of outfits would you wear? How would you do your hair? Would you wear makeup? How would you do your makeup? Picture yourself as if you are in your dream relationship and then start doing some of those things. So let's say you've always wanted to go to this really fine dining experience and you want to do that in a relationship. Well, while you're single, you can do that, preparing yourself for it. Or if you know you want to wear dresses a lot, then start preparing by wearing those dresses. You don't have to wait for the things to show up for you to start living as if it's here. And you living as if it's here is how you manifest it in your life because it changes the way that you think. It helps you to have hope and faith that you can attain a thing. It helps you to believe that it's yours. And then it shows that you are ready for it. And this is how you activate faith in your life. This is how you show yourself that you're open to it, that you're ready for it. And this is how you show God, if you believe in God, that you believe He will give you this dream relationship. Something that I did when I was ready to be in a relationship, literally this example, I was like, okay, you're in the house a lot. You're not going out that much. You're not meeting a lot of new people. Let's start getting into this position where you're open to receiving it. And for me, that meant me going on dating apps. So that's exactly what I did. I went on dating apps, I started swiping, I got a kick out of people liking my profile. Even if I wasn't interested in them, I allowed myself to be flattered by receiving that attention. So I was saying to myself, I'm ready for this. I was saying to God, I received this and I'm open to it. I'm not blocking it with my energy. And so, even though I didn't meet my significant other on the app, I met him in person actually, but I was a lot more open to receiving him because I had gone on the apps. And I started to picture myself out on dates and started to actually be out on dates. And I started to think about what I would like in a man and what we would be doing, and I opened myself up to it and I prepared myself to receive this relationship. And so when I saw my beau in person, I was ready to talk to him. I was willing. I was excited. I was open. And it led to us eventually getting into a relationship. So, what can you do to say, I'm ready for this thing that I am desiring? So, I'm going to pause. I'm going to see if I have any questions and then I'll move on to my next point. So, let's see. Okay. So, how do you know that you are opening yourself up to receive and not chasing? Okay, that's a great question. So, how do you know that you are opening yourself up to receive, but not chasing, not getting into that masculine chasing energy? Thinking about how you feel and reflecting on your thoughts, that's how you know what energy you're leading with. And if you're simply opening yourself up to receive, or if you're chasing. So, for example, when I said I went on dating apps, I did not force myself to talk to anyone that I didn't feel comfortable with. I did not go in expecting to necessarily meet my dream man on the app. I just was opening up to the possibility of having a relationship by going on the app. So, if I had been in my masculine energy, I might have been focused on telling a guy, this is everything that I want from you, and trying to coach him into giving it to me and trying to stay into something that wasn't serving me. But because I was determined to be in a relationship, then I was trying to find ways to make it work. That would be more of being in the masculine energy. But instead, I was in my feminine energy. I was having fun and I was just enjoying meeting people. And if something didn't feel fun anymore, I dipped out. I did not stay past the time. And that is what allowed me to just simply be open to receiving and not chasing after it. So I give you an example. I met this young man who financially he was not in the best place. He I remember him telling me once that he had to DoorDash to have money for a haircut. And I'm thinking to myself, we just met. We haven't even gone out on a date and you're already letting me know that you're having financial strain. This is not attractive. This is not something that I want in a relationship. And then he was asking me like if I knew of people that would be interested in using his services for automotive. And I was just like, so what I'm picking up is that he would want me to help him make it and kind of be in the struggle with him. And that was just not my vibe. I'm not that girl. I like men that want to provide and that value that themselves without bringing that stress to my life, especially when we're not even married. So I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to force this. I'm not chasing him. I'm not chasing a relationship. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm seeing that we are not aligned. So I was honest with myself about it, and I was honest with him about it. And, I made sure to end that interaction in a gentle way, but I ended it. And so that is an example of how you can make sure you're not in your masculine energy chasing, but rather in your feminine energy receiving. If something feels off to you, if your intuition is saying this is not aligned with me, listen to that. That is your feminine energy talking. And no, you don't have to make it work. That trying to make something work and feeling uncomfortable, that is that masculine chasing energy. And you can actually believe that you can have what you want, that if you walk away from this, it's not the end. You're going to still get what you desire. And so that I hope that's a good way for you to see the difference between being in your feminine receiving energy and being in your masculine chasing energy. So that was a great question. Let me see if I have any other ones. Okay. All right. So let me get to my next point. Your preparation is a physical act of faith. When you're believing for something, you want to join your faith with some sort of action. but action that doesn't make you feel anxious, but simply creates room for what you desire. So, this is where doing things like packing when you're ready to move is a physical act of faith without you having to be in your anxious energy and feeling like I have to make this happen today. It's like, no, one day this is going to happen. So I'm just making room for it. Let's say you believe that you're going to get married and have a living partner one day. Then clear out the clutter. Make sure you have room in your space for that partner. Even if you're going to move out of where you are, still are you going to move so many things where you all can't bring your stuff together? Or are you going to make sure that you're not bringing a bunch of clutter with you? So, what can you do to start preparing today for the life and the dream that you desire? Okay. 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 Yes. I want to make sure I covered everything. That's why I have my notebook here, which you can get this on Amazon if you want it. Soft light. All right. So, you want to make room for what you're believing for. This is a big part of manifestation. And you can do that by having small physical acts of faith before you get the thing that you're believing for. And this is how you show yourself, this is how you show God, this is how you open up yourself to receive the thing that you're desiring. So I want you to think, what is one act of faith that you can do this week for whatever it is that you're believing for? Let's say you're believing for your dream relationship and you know you want to wear certain outfits. Then go get the outfit this week. That could be your act of faith. Let's say you're believing that one day you're going to be a millionaire. Then see what sort of nice thing you can get this week that you know you would want as a millionaire. And it doesn't have to be something that you can't afford. Please make sure you can afford it. But it can still be something nice that makes you think and feel like you have a luxurious life. So, what can you do this week as an act of faith to manifest what you're believing for? This will show your mind that it's possible. This will open up the atmosphere to know that you're ready for it. And this is how you call in what you're desiring in a feminine way. If you want to do a deeper dive, then make sure you subscribe so that you can get all of the videos and the notifications as we talk about how to tap into your feminine energy and call in the life that you desire. You can also visit See Diane Empower You if you want to work with me. I'm just so excited to see what you're going to call into your life, what you are going to manifest, and how you evolve as you realize that you are more than capable of having what you want. So I encourage you to get active in your preparation, to believe that you can have what you want, and to start manifesting your dream life today. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.